Happy Fursuit Friday!
Happy Fursuit Friday.
So, we've been checking out some of Disney's back catalog, starting with the 1940s, specifically with The Reluctant Dragon. Yes, that's the ticket. So we started with The Reluctant Dragon, which we, can we show the audience the pictures I've queued up there?
Oh.
Not the, yeah, there you go, that. There we go. So yes, we skipped past the first three movies that they did, which were the Snow White and Seven Dwarfs, Pinocchio, and Fantasia.
Pinocchio.
We did plan on watching Fantasia, but it is 2 hours and we ran out of time.
5 minutes.
Well, yes, but in any case, yes, it's very long. We may end up doing that as its own video. Since it's such a legendary thing, we pair it with Fantasia 2000. I think that'd be a fair thing to do, yeah. But yeah,
which is 2,000 minutes long, which is why it's called that.
So the big feature show with 1,000 surprises. So yeah, the Reluctant Dragon, from what I had known about it, it definitely ended up not being about the dragon for most of the movie. It is all about, I believe it's this Robert Benchley guy here. His wife is suggesting that he goes to the Disney studios and pitch an idea to Mr. Walt Disney about making this book that they have of the Reluctant Dragon into a motion picture. And as he is going to the studio, he gets kind of a tour. He gets to see everything about how Disney animations are made. And it's very interesting. It starts off entirely in black and white, but once they get to the part where they show them how they make color animation, the whole movie turns to color, including the live actors. So that was kind of a neat little trick there. But yeah, it's a little hard to watch if you're used to seeing movies in color, but it gets there eventually. But it is really interesting getting to see how old animation was made, including all these techniques they had. We also get to see behind the scenes of how the voice actors did their work, including the voice actor for Donald Duck actually teaching him how to do his voice, and he even seems to learn it. I don't know if that was dubbed in or he actually did learn it, but it was kind of neat. But yeah, this little boy in the Mortarboard there was a separate story. The guys in the studio who do the storyboards were showing him a storyboard for this new picture they were going to do about this boy who was born a genius. And it's this whole story. They show him all. They start showing him in storyboards, but it cuts to the animation, so you don't have to just see it in still images. So that was kind of neat. And then at the end, it's like, oh hey, I wanted to show you this book. It's like, oh yeah, you might want to watch this. We've already made it. And they show him the picture of the Reluctant Dragon about this very effeminate male dragon who doesn't want to behave like how dragons are typically depicted of being ferocious and fighting off knights. He'd rather drink tea and read poetry.
Yeah. Eat some wonderful snacks.
But thankfully, the little boy who finds him ends up finding an old knight who also would rather just drink tea and read poetry than fight. So they team up together and they put on a fake fight in which the dragon, oof, I'm defeated. Oh, it's so very silly. And I was very pleasantly surprised by this for how old it is. I think it held up, and I can see why a lot of people really like this one. But yeah, it definitely plays with a lot of the effeminate gay stereotypes that we knew for the long time. The next movie, I think I need to move the cursor here. There we go. Is Saludos, Amigos, which means hello, friends.
Hola. Me llamo Dora.
And yeah, this one featured Donald Duck meeting Jose Carioca, who represented Brazil. And yeah, this one was an interesting movie in that it had a combination of live action and animation, where they're actually intermingling instead of just cutting between the two. like in Reluctant Dragon. I believe I heard this was the first movie they ever did where they did such a technique of having the live action and animation characters interacting. So that was kind of neat, and we got to meet a new bird. And yeah, it was the first time Donald Duck, I believe, got to be in the major movie instead of just the shorts that played in the theaters. But yeah, this one was not the greatest. It's a lot of it is just, hey, we took a tour of South America and mostly Brazil, and here's what we found. And yeah, I think was this the one with Carmen Miranda's sister, or was that the next one? But anyhow, yeah, it's a lot of just filling time with seeing singers of the day performing and stuff like that. So it's a little padded, as it were, but it was still entertaining. It's very nice to actually get to see Donald and see the new character Jose Carioca. But yeah, the next was the Three Caballeros, which more recently got an adaptation into its own series. But yeah, the Three Caballeros, Panchito Pistoles, Jose Carioca, and of course Donald Duck. Panchito actually, strangely, does not introduce himself when he shows up in this. He just shows up and just shows him up. He's a representative of Mexico, and he shows Jose and Donald what Mexico's all about. And similar to the last one, there's a lot of just, hey, here's the stuff we found in Mexico. Although apparently one scene of a beach was actually filmed in the back of the studio. They faked a beach and in the back studio. But anyhow, yeah, his name of Panchito was only listed in the opening credits, as all of these movies, all the credits are before the movie instead of after. Very unusual for our point of view. But yeah, his full name of Panchito Pistoles, I don't know when that actually ended up being revealed, but that is his full name. They're pretty cool birds. I kind of wish the movie was more about them.
Yes, which is what I thought going in. We were just going to get birds singing.
I will add, I should have mentioned earlier, birds seem to play a part in every one of these movies. I'm kind of wondering what the first Disney movie that did not have any birds in it might have been, because it seems like that's a good luck charm of theirs or something, because they squeeze birds, especially bluebirds, into these movies. But yeah, we still have to check out the animated series of the Three Caballeros, so that should be interesting. Perhaps we'll do a video on that on its own. But while we're on the subject of Donald Duck, next Friday is Donald Duck's birthday.
Oh.
Yeah. I think it was in this one in particular. He is seen looking at a calendar, and it's March 13th, and it's his birthday.
Neat.
From what I was doing research, there's another date that's listed, and I think it's said to be the date of which Donald made his debut in animation, and they're calling it that his birthday. But it's like, if in the cartoon he's actually pointing at the calendar, being like, "It's my birthday," and hey, I'm getting presents, and opening the presents and finding the contents of the movie being gifted to him, it's like, then that's his birthday. And like, I thought that was such a weird thing that I was reading, is that they weren't counting the March 13th as his birthday. But anyhow, yeah, next Friday is Donald's birthday. We would have done this then, but I think we have something else in mind for next Friday, as it were. Next is Fun and Fancy Free. This one was a rather interesting one with a framing device of Charlie McCarthy and what was the other dummy's name?
I don't remember it.
But yeah, it was very, very interesting to see a ventriloquist performing in this. And
yeah, so he's actually a ventriloquist. They're not cheating and having the voice dubbed in. You could see his lip quivering just a tiny bit, the way that ventriloquists do when they're doing the voices.
Yeah, these three. The guy in the middle is the human, and the two on his left and his sides there are his ventriloquist dummies. they don't actually have this particular scene in the movie, so it's a little false advertising. But in any case, these two characters are his dummies, and if you've ever seen Jeff Dunham, he definitely ripped off this guy on the left there with one of his characters.
It's not as obvious from this art, but if you see the movie,
yeah, it's me.
he looks almost exactly the same. He looks very, very similar and has the same personality. Well, similar personality.
But anyhow, so the first of the three of the stories involves this bear. His name Bongo? Bongo the bear?
Sounds right.
But yeah, basically he is a circus bear. He's held in captivity, forced to perform tricks for the circus. And on a train ride, he manages to break out and end up in the woods, where he at first doesn't seem to be getting along too well with nature. But then he spies this girl bear that he falls in love with. But he doesn't understand bear culture. Apparently in bear culture, slapping each other is how they show their affection. So when she slaps him, he doesn't get that she means, I love you. And
he doesn't
expects
slap
her
back.
and she expects him to slap her back. Definitely not something humans should do. But yes, things all work out in the end, and he gets the girl. But it is very well animated. Feel like this is like the first time that we've seen one of these things since Reluctant Dragon, that there was a full story that happens where story is told from A to B to C, and things happen.
Like the three Caballeros, so it's like they kind of just like hang out and learn stuff, and then it just ends.
Yeah.
It doesn't. There is no like real point or purpose. It's just to show off the really amazing animation. But that's really it. And
the other half of the movie is Mickey and the Beanstalk. It was later released as its own solo thing. But the framing device of and I forgot to mention Jiminy Cricket shows up to tell the story of the first one to a doll and a teddy bear. But yeah, Jiminy Cricket was in this, and it was like I never knew he was in something other than Pinocchio. So that was kind of neat. But yeah, then he finds out about Charlie McCarthy's party, and they go to that, and he tells the story of Mickey and the Beanstalk, and Mickey is voiced by Walt Disney. So that was kind of neat. But yeah, basically, Mickey, Donald, and Goofy are these extremely poor farmers who have absolutely nothing to eat. Their cow isn't producing milk anymore, and they're cutting a slice of bread so thin you can see through it. And this is such a I vaguely remember seeing this stuff growing up, either in a book or I actually watched this cartoon. But this classic story. Mickey sells the cow for some magic beans. The magic beans end up getting planted by accident, and Beanstalk takes them all the way up to the clouds, where they find the giant, and they try to get his magic harp.
Yes,
the giant.
Which he stole earlier in the movie.
The earlier part where they set up the magic harp was a little was a little drawn out, but otherwise I thought this story was really well done. The giant is very funny looking and entertaining. But yeah, next we have Melody Time. This was another one that was just a bunch of different stories tied together. Not really a cohesive story to string them together. But Donald and Jose were in this as well. But yeah, the rootin', tootin'est, shootin'est, happiest fun movie of all your born days. But yeah, that is Pecos Bill, the final story of Melody Time, where we basically see this cowboy of the Wild West and his antics. It's not really much of a story for any of these.
Yeah.
Another one was about a little tugboat, and that one was really weird. They also had what's his name there? The Johnny Appleseed, which was kind of a weird one about him, walking around with a sack of seeds and his Bible.
Yeah, there was
felt a little weird.
Some religion in some of these movies.
And the crazy bird from Saludos Amigos. I think it was Saludos Amigos. It was either that or Three Caballeros. There was a crazy little bird character that got to come back, and there was another one about a bee. That was another one that really didn't have much of a story to it. But yeah, overall it wasn't bad, but it wasn't the greatest. I wouldn't say it's a must-see or anything. But if you're curious about old-style Disney cartoons, it's worth checking out. And lastly, we have the story of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. This is the best poster I could find that represented both stories. But yeah, despite the title, Mr. Toad's story is first. Basically, he is this kind of a wild and crazy guy who goes off on his horse-drawn carriage and is a menace to society, causing all kinds of damages until he sees the early motor car and he loses his mind. He's like, they end up locking him up in his room, and they're like, yeah, we're not letting you out of there because you want to go out and get a car. You can't afford that.
Yeah, he seems to have bouts of obsessions. They call it I forgot what they called it, like illnesses or whatever.
Yeah, he's definitely got something going on there.
He'll see something, he'll become super obsessed. The way to the mania passes.
Yeah, there you go.
And then he goes and just finds a new thing to obsess about.
Yep.
And he has this glorious estate, but he has
Toad Hall.
Yeah, it's this amazing palatial home, and but he spends basically all his money on his silly infatuations and damages that he causes along the way, and he causes many.
So basically, it was kind of a weird first half in that as soon as we meet him, he kind of just gets into this trouble with the law, and he ends up in court, which was not expecting that. And in court, he tells a story about how he came across this car. And there was a bunch of weasels in the car. I think this is probably the first Disney picture where weasels are depicted as villainous kind of characters, or shady characters, I guess I should say. They're very shady. And they go inside this bar, and he's like, I want to buy this car from whoever owns it. And he signs off the deed to Toad Hall in exchange for this car. And then he brings in the barkeep as his eyewitness, and the barkeep says, yeah, he tried to sell me this car he stole. It's like, what?
Yeah, and he just totally stabbed him in the back.
And he gets thrown in prison for it. So
Mr. Toad gets thrown in prison.
Mr. Toad gets thrown in prison for supposedly trying to sell stolen goods to this guy.
J. Thaddeus Toad?
But in the end, they end up he ends up breaking out of jail. They end up going
on Christmas.
On Christmas, and that was quite the excursion. So yeah, a lot of this movie deals with nothing to do with a wild ride. It's him getting sent to jail, escaping jail, and the last act is them trying to get this deed back from the bartender who's now holed up in Toad Hall with all the weasels as they're partying. And the scene here, he's singing from the chandelier. They're trying to get the deed back. It's a whole big to do. Between this one and the next one, there are seemingly a lot of inspirations that Scooby-Doo has taken after.
Yeah.
I would be very surprised if the creators of Scooby-Doo didn't see this and get a lot of inspiration. But yeah, the next one, the Adventures of Ichabod, as featured here, we got Bing Crosby and Basil Rathbone being the voice of Ichabod, and Mr. Bones there, his rival in love there. But yeah, they're very, very famous names from back in the day. Both amazing singers, and even though I think there's only like 2 or 3 songs, it definitely feels like if they had made this longer, the whole picture, it would have been a musical.
Yeah.
And yeah, basically we're introduced to Ichabod Crane, who is a school teacher who's extremely lanky, but he can eat for days, and his crooning voice swoons all the ladies, until this young lady comes to town, and she's a wealthy heiress to a corn fortune, I think, is what they implied. Her father is like got all this corn like all this gold from selling corn. Was it corn or wheat? Maybe it was wheat.
Oh, it was wheat.
It was wheat.
It was
Okay.
wheat.
I'm getting mixed up. But anyhow, so yeah, so his rival, who basically is a proto Gaston, are fighting each other for the affections of this young lady, and it isn't until this big party I'm presuming it's meant to be Halloween, or is Halloween? Did they say it's Halloween?
He didn't say it, but he had a pumpkin, so it's at least in the
Yeah.
fall.
So the party goes until midnight, where they're all dancing and there's all kinds of shenanigans going on. But yeah, the famous song where Basil Rathbone sings about how the headless horseman is going to come after you if you don't get across the bridge. You're through. And yeah, it takes a long time to get there, but eventually you get to this great scene of Ichabod riding his extremely scrawny horse through the dark, creepy woods, and everything scares him. He sees some fireflies in an old hollowed-out tree. He sees an owl. He sees all different kinds of things, and it freaks him out every time because he's terrified of this headless horseman he's been told about until it shows up and it starts chasing him. And again, a lot of Scooby-Doo and things going on here where the characters are chasing each other and then he ends up being behind him instead
One
of...
point he ends up on the headless horseman's horse.
Yeah.
Doesn't even seem to realize it.
Until his own horse comes up front of him and he's like, wait a minute, what are you... If you're there, who's there?
And then he's like, zoinks, and then he gets...
Yeah. So yeah, very, very much Scooby-Doo. But yeah, the ending I thought was rather unusual. Did not see that coming. They like imply that he doesn't make it, but then they show that he did, but he doesn't end up getting the girl. So that was really weird. But yeah, it's the visuals alone in this are definitely worth it. Music is also very good as well. I don't remember Mr. Toad's Wild Ride having any music to speak of. Do you?
No.
Yeah, so all the music is reserved for the Ichabod story. But yeah, that was so going through the years here. You wanna help me out?
Oh,
there?
you're talking about the release of the movies.
So a few of these were not available on Disney Plus, so we couldn't watch them. But yeah, first we had the three I mentioned: Snow White, Pinocchio, and Fantasia, which came out between
1937 and 1940.
So yeah, those are the earliest movies. Then 1941 is when we had the Reluctant Dragon.
It was June 20th, 1941. Then that was followed up by this one that we didn't watch together anyway. It was Dumbo, October 23rd, 1941.
Can you put on full screen?
Oh.
Just when we're done talking specifically about this movie, figure here we go.
There you go. Yeah, I mean we've seen these movies not all together. Bambi, August 13th, 1942. Saludos, Amigos, August 24th, 1942. That's the year my dad was born.
Oh, wow.
He was born a few months before those released. Victory Through Air Power.
That was another one that was not available. I think that was one of those movies that was like promoting the war.
And that was July 17th, 1943. Then the Three Caballeros, December 21st. Oh, neat. 1944. Make Mine Music, April 20th, 1946.
That was another one that was not available.
Oh, yeah, that one I'm not familiar with. Song of the South, it should go without saying.
That one I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with, but yeah, that one it was not available because of the whole racial issues in there.
Yeah, I did hear the story of Brer Rabbit, though, an audiobook.
I do have a book of it, though, so that's kind of neat.
November 20th, 1946. Fun and Fancy Free, September 27th, 1947.
Yep, that was one we watched.
Yep, Melody Time, May 27th, 1948. That's the year my mom was born.
Oh, wow.
So Dear to My Heart, November 29th, 1948.
So yeah, that one is another more live action movie, but that one is also not available.
Yeah, The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad, October 5th, 1949.
So yeah, we figured we'd watch as many of the movies from the 40s as we could, and it was kind of neat how at least some of them seem to have like full stories, but again, they kind of stuck multiple stories together. Not unlike Pinocchio and Snow White, which were an entire story told in one movie. I'm pretty sure Fantasia is several stories.
Oh yes.
So that one was the first to do this.
It's more a showcase
sort
of animation.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these were more just they just kind of like goof around and do silly things, and the animation and the technology was beautiful. What they're able to accomplish, but there was no real point to a lot of them. So it was really nice to see a few of them did have a point.
Yes.
But you're saying the 1950s and 1960s.
Yeah, these 2 decades we're gonna be skipping over because we've both seen all the like notable ones with the following list here.
Yeah, Cinderella, Alice in Wonderland, Peter Pan, Lady and the Tramp. I saw that one so many times. Sleeping Beauty, 101 Dalmatians. Sword in the Stone, one of my absolute favorite.
We might make an exception to watch and talk about that one.
Mary Poppins, saw that in school.
Might also do that. I haven't seen that one or the Mary Poppins Returns. So when we get to Mary Poppins Returns, we'll watch them back to back.
Hey, there you go. Jungle Book, of course, saw that one a bunch of times too. And we'll pick back up in the 1970s. We'll go back. We'll do more videos for some of these other ones here, fill in some of the gaps, like Sakako said. But yeah, the 60s and the 70s are kind of itching because I don't really remember offhand much of what movies were released then.
But anyhow, hopefully you found this interesting, and
I know I did.
And feel free to check them out yourself if you thought any of what we talked about seemed interesting. Animation was a very different time back then. It's definitely nothing. There's not much like it these days. Especially the fact 2D animation is so scarce in American animation.
Yeah, it was
at least for theatrical movies, I should say. TV shows still do, but yeah. So we'll do more Disney movies in the future. But until then, thanks for watching and bye bye.
Bye.
See you next Friday.